Myself, I'm Cuban. My whole family is immigrants. So you would think, hey, I'm pro-immigrant. He can offend Cubans tomorrow and I wouldn't care, as long as my life is better and my peers are enjoying their life as well.
What I would like to see is more jobs come up here, less war, a backbone for America, a better immigration policy. My father came here, got us all citizenships from overseas. He had 4 children. He brought us into all those things to give us a better future. Things are AWire. Let's see what we could get done in this go around with Trump.
I know tons of people that just came from Cuba 20 years ago, doctors, and they've done their American dream. They've done their due process.
I wanted to see Trump back in the White House. And I think people who come here legally, or people who are here and see what is going on with the immigration and how they're giving thousands and thousands of dollars for these people who are coming here, money that they could be spending on the problems that we have in our country.
As I was saying, I love the Hispanics. I love them. I love Hispanics, and they're hard workers, and boy, are they entrepreneurial, and they're great people, and they are warm. They are warm. Sometimes they're too warm, you want to know the truth. They are warm people. But you have to turn out the record numbers that we need in order to really demand a better future, and you have to go out, you have to vote. We want to win, win, win. We want to take care of the great state of New Mexico. We're going to defeat Kamala Harris, the worst vice president, and we're going to make America great again.
Another Latino MAGA voter bites the dust. I'm going to show you the video of him, and I made a video about this a few weeks ago, months ago. Now listen to this.
Video shows one agent pushing Brian up against the wall and demanding he prove his citizenship.
I truly believe I was a target because of my race. I believe I was racially profiled.
Yes, you were.
I believe I was attacked because I was walking while brown.
Brian says he voted for Trump.
Because I believe he ran on lies. He ran on lies. He lied to many of us.
President Trump said that he was going to do this. He said mass deportations. He said this is part of his plan.
Yeah, he said criminals. We were all manipulated. We were all brainwashed. And now look at us. We are all suffering because of it. And I feel guilty.
A few things. FAFO. F around and find out. We're seeing this happen across Latinos across the country. They're finding out. I'm not here to feel bad about them, but I will tell you this. We need to figure out how to have conversations, how to bring them back in, because we need all the votes and all the help we can get. These midterms, they're about to get rigged. These Texas maps, that's what's going to affect these midterms, which is why I have been so vocal about what is happening here in Texas. But back to Latinos for Trump. How do we start building bridges? I know we can't with all of them. I know some of them are just hateful. But the ones donde les está cayendo el 20, we need to make space. We need to figure out how to bring them in, talk to them, and get them engaged to talk to others. What do you guys think?
Man, this is exactly what I've been talking about. You saw it yourself. First, Latinos hyped up Trump. Then Trump on stage saying he loves Hispanic. And now those same Latinos are out here regretting their votes after getting racially profiled. See, this ain't new. This is never new. Trump never hid who he was from day one. His policies were designed to target immigrants, especially brown and black communities. But a lot of people thought they were safe, thought if they waved the flag, wore the hat, and screamed MAGA, somehow they will be spared. This video is going to show you how that played out. You're going to see Latinos themselves admitting regret, others calling out the hypocrisy, and black voices reminding them they were warned. At the end of the day, there is no sympathy here. Action have consequences, and the consequences are here in 2025. So sit tight, hit that like button, and subscribe if you're not already done it, because today we are reacting to Latinos for Trump finally realizing they got played. Let's get into the video. Watch it till the end. Let's go into the video.
If you sign up for Newsweek, you probably receive an article that says a Trump supporter detained by ICE agents regrets votes. We are all brainwashed. Who is we? Who is we? Because not I. I wasn't brainwashed. And many of you people here on this app, especially on the liberal TikTok, we were not convinced by Trump. We knew exactly what he was going to do. But this man, all it took was somebody to detain him from immigration. I wonder why. All of a sudden, you had an epiphany. They stopped me because of the color of my skin, because of my race. Okay, Brian Gavadia, I'm glad you woke up. I'm glad you're joining a lawsuit of these illegal detentions that they're doing. So I have a question for you, Brian Gavadia. If you were never stopped in the first place, would you continue to support this administration? This is the issue that we have with Trump or Latinos. They will not believe until it actually affects them. Despite what they're seeing on Instagram, on TikTok, they see these videos of people just being pulled down by police. It's like you don't fucking care until it affects you. It makes me really angry and it really frustrates me because now you're expecting for us to corral around you. So listen, I'm very happy that you joined the lawsuit, but what are you going to do next? Are you going to change your party affiliation? Are you going to canvass for Democratic candidates? Are you going to talk to friends and family about your situation and why they should not vote Republican? See, actions speak louder than words, and you are part of the problem. Your work has barely begun. You have a great day.
Hello, 92%. So, I am seeing many videos from the Fuck Around and Find Out Latinos for Trump who are now terrified about all of the ICE raids and the mass deportations that is happening in their communities. And I see a lot of us, the 92%, who are stitching their videos and essentially reading them the riot act, saying Black people tried to tell you, you voted against your own interests, all of that kind of stuff. And I love watching those videos. I, however, won't personally do it because I don't want to drive more engagement to their page when someone clicks on the link to who they are so they can stitch it as well. But I applaud you guys. Keep making them. I love it. But my main thing that I am making this video is I want all of you, the 92%, to hear, because I want you to acknowledge this part when you do stitch their videos, when you do go to read them the riot act, or actually anybody who is basically a Kamala voter, a non-Trump voter, a person who says, hey, who voted for Kamala, who tried to prevent this from happening. Here's the one thing, but especially for the 92%. I want you all to hear what a lot of these Latinos for Trump are not saying. I want you to hear what they won't say. What is that? They are saying everything from, my parents immigrated here for a better life, and I'm a first generation, and I was born here, and now I'm a because my parents came here illegally. Now they're saying they might deport me. I've paid for immigration lawyers. I've done this. I've done that. They are saying everything about how it's just horrible how Trump is doing them when they voted for him and they thought they were only going to get rid of the bad ones or the criminals and not people like me. That okay? I want you to hear everything they are not saying. And what is that? What are they not saying? Because we're going to come on here and tell you, Black people tried to tell you. Black people been living this. Black people been trying to tell you all the time. We voted to try to help you. We voted to make sure this wouldn't happen. But I want you all to hear what they are not saying. The one thing you will never hear fall out of their fucking lips. We should have listened to Black people. We should have listened to Black people. Black people were right. Black people knew this was going to happen and we didn't listen.
Look at this. Here's the reality check nobody wanted to hear. Latinos for Trump can regret all they want, but the warning signs were there, were all over the place. Black people, immigrant advocates, community leaders, white people also, they've been saying this would happen for years, for many years. It's one thing to feel sorry for yourself. It's another to ignore the advice of people who've been living this reality. And now, after seeing friends, neighbors, and even family ripped apart, by ICE policies they cheered on, suddenly it hits them. The truth is, Trump didn't care about them, he never did, and now we are seeing the aftermath, the great shame, and in some cases, really consequences. This isn't just political, it's personal. And that's why a lot of people watching this right now aren't feeling sympathy. You get exactly what you voted for. Let's continue.
I've been thinking a lot about this, and I know it's going to be controversial, but I'm actually rooting for Latinas and Latinos who voted for Trump. I really am. I really hope that they get everything that they voted for, and I hope that they never forget who they voted for. So when they're waving goodbye to their undocumented partner because they got deported back, I want them to remember who they voted for. When their abuelita needs life-saving care, but there is no Medicaid because it's been slashed to the bone, I want them to remember who they voted for. When they watch their nieces and nephews struggle because birthright citizenship is gone and all of a sudden their family isn't welcome, I want them to remember who they voted for. When they have a child with special needs but there's no funding, no resources, no Department of Education, I want them to remember who they voted for. When all of a sudden their family's neighborhood is targeted with more policing instead of community support, I want them to remember who they voted for. When there's no money for your family but a whole bunch for billionaires, I want them to remember who they voted for. When environmental protections vanish and the air is so disgustingly polluted that their kids develop asthma or something similar, I want them to remember who they voted for. When discrimination increases and they are harassed incessantly because they will never be white, I want them to remember who they voted for. Call me petty, but sometimes getting exactly what you voted for is the only way to understand it.
So now I'm seeing all these videos of Mexican Americans crying about how they regret voting for Trump. And honestly, I can't feel bad for you, because when we told you this would happen, you didn't listen. When it was just theoretical, it was easy to ignore. But now that your undocumented family is at risk, now that your kids are being targeted, or the kids in your circles, now that they're coming for you, now it's a problem. Listen, I get it. I have family who voted for him too, and I won't lie, it makes it very hard to process. It sometimes even makes it hard to talk to them, because how am I supposed to be okay with that? I have undocumented family. I have a trans sibling. Trump's policies directly hurt people I love. So when I see our own people supporting him, it feels like a slap in the face. And I keep asking myself, why? How did this happen? This man called Mexicans rapists. He bragged about deporting families. He made racial profiling and hate cool again. And still, some of you voted for him. And now, reality is hitting. Oklahoma just passed a law requiring parents to prove citizenship to enroll their kids in school. Texas is next. Who do you think they're coming for? Not white, undocumented Europeans, Latinos. And now some of you are shocked? What did you think was going to happen? That they'd make an exception for you? That you're somehow a good immigrant? That Trump actually cared about Latinos? Be serious. I know some of you are going to defend your stance with like, well, my family voted for him because they don't like socialism. They care about small businesses. They're conservative. They're religious. Okay. But at what cost? At the cost of our people being deported? At the cost of our kids being denied education? At the cost of our community being unsafe? And so now you're feeling the consequences and you want us to feel sorry for you. No. I'm saving my sympathy for the people who didn't vote against their own families. It's exhausting. We tried to tell you, but if you voted for Trump and regret it, sit with that, reflect on it, because the rest of us, we saw this coming. Please don't share any hate, not even towards Latinos who voted for Trump. This is just my personal view and my frustration about this entire situation.
Yeah, this is the kind of reality check people need. Everyone's seeing these videos of Latino regretting their vote, but is the kicker. Most of them ignored the warnings, laughed at the advices, and even tried to justify the cruelty towards other communities. Now they're upset. Now they're realizing the voting for someone like Trump comes with the consequences, and people like her, they're just pointing out the obvious. This isn't sympathy worthy. You cheered for policies that hurt others. You celebrated deportation and attacks on minorities. Now, when the consequences finally hit home, nobody owes you empathy, right? That's the lesson here. Accountability doesn't care about tensions And as much as the regret feels heavy, it doesn't undo what you choose to support. So let's wrap up this up. What you have seen in this video is more than just political regret. It's a snapshot of 2025, showing the cost of choices when ideologies overtakes empathy. Latinos for Trump got played plain and simple, right? Some will say, oh, they didn't know, but the signs were everywhere, all around the country, from Trump's speeches to rallies to actual policy outcomes. Anyone paying attention could have predicted this. Yet, they ignored it, cheered it, and now they're paying the price. This isn't about shaming for fun, it's about reality. Action have consequences, votes have consequences, and in a country like US, those consequences can be severe. Deportation, racial profiling, discrimination, those are real, painful outcomes. And celebrating it or ignoring the warnings doesn't make it any less real. So if there is one thing to take away from this, it's this. Don't get caught up in empty promises. Don't let ideologies blind you from the truth. And above all, think beyond yourself, because the choices people make today shape the lives of countless others tomorrow. So if you made it this far, hit that like button, share this video to anyone you know and you think need to hear this, and subscribe. There is more reality coming, reactions, exposes, and everything in between. Don't want to miss it. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. I wish you peace and love. See you to the next one. Bye-bye.